Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to a journal flip through. So, this journal right here is my June 2025 journal, and I make it out of a 9 by 12 envelope that I've painted with acrylic paint. Let's see. Yep, I painted the inside and the outside. On this particular journal, I did not add my monthly moments tassel. I just didn't. It's not going to get done. It's just going to stay as it is. Um, yeah, and this was the month that our baby butterfly was born. And welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you're returning. Um, our baby butterfly is our first granddaughter. So I tie it or bind it or no. What am I trying to say? Closure. The closure is just dyed seam binding put on with an eyelet. And I put in one signature. Now, let me see. I think in this particular book, normally I do a two-page layout, but in this particular one, I do believe I only did one page per day. One page, yes, one page per day. And that means that I put 8 pieces of paper folded in half into the journal. And you'll notice as we go through that I did vary the size of pages. So it was interesting. It was a challenge for me to figure out how to get all the stuff that I wanted to write on the one page, no matter how big or small it was. So let's just get started. I will do my best. Y'all said that you like or that you enjoy, let's just center you up, the chatty videos. So I will tell you, hopefully, where I got stuff or what I'm using, things like that throughout the book in case you have any questions. So let's go. This right here, I just found online, places we store unprocessed emotions. I just thought it was a beautiful drawing and, of course, interesting information. I did print it on vellum, and then I think I adhered it just with a tape runner. Okay. And this is something that I normally do in my journals. I do not ever, I don't know why, I do not ever start a journal on the opening page. So I leave this to put whatever I want. Also, in this journal, which is different from other ones that I've done, I usually have a vellum overlay. Like the very first page in all of my journals is vellum, but I just didn't do it this time. I think I just made this kind of on the fly. So, um, here we go. So on Sunday the 7th, I think, no, yeah, Sunday the 7th. This is a little meme about my daughter-in-law, and I like to, collect memes and different things that I see along the way, and then I print them out and put them in my book. And then today starts hurricane season. June 1st starts hurricane season. Now, the numbers of my days come from Messy Missy Creates. She is in the description box, and the days of the week come from Brooke at Recreations by Brooke. So all listed down below. And the pages consist of a variety of just various pages that I've collected over the years. It could be map paper, it could be music paper, it could be children's books, it could be ledger paper, it could be my own dyed paper, anything and everything. I just put them together and make a book. So this right here, this is actually a knitted blanket, but and it's not my blanket because I don't knit, but I do crochet, and I've been working on a baby blanket, and I started it actually last year. In the neighborhood I used to live in, somebody was giving away yarn, and so I went and picked it up, and it was all shades of pink. And I thought, what am I going to do with this? Like, we didn't even know at the time that my daughter-in-law was pregnant, and um, yeah, so I got it home, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to make a baby blanket, and yeah, I'll just have a baby blanket. I'll just give it to someone who has a baby, or, if, I mean, we didn't even have any idea, that, that she was going to get pregnant. So anyway, it all worked out in the end. And on this day here, it took me like probably a year to finish it. But yeah, I crocheted a blanket for our granddaughter. It just happened to be that she gave birth to a granddaughter, and it just so happened that the yarn I had was pink. So there you have it. And then here's a little meme here that I found. It says, "In case no one told you today, you're an amazing mama and you're doing a great job." I sent that to my daughter-in-law. This is the bassinet that we got for the kids, for the baby. And this tells me here that I started my 15 milligrams of prednisone today. So because of my cancer treatments, I had to go on steroids. So I was at this point in time, I was reducing the steroids, I do believe, because I originally had been on 20. Anyway, it was stormy out, which is interesting because we've been like in drought situation here. But anyway, terrible night's sleep, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, I'd been battling like terrible heartburn and stuff, and like reflux and everything is so bizarre, and like I always attribute every little like symptom or whatever that I have to the cancer treatment. So I don't know if it has anything to do with it or not, but anyway, I did start taking some over the counter medicine and that's all taken care of. So okay, on this day we got pizza and went up to my son and daughter-in-law's house. Oh yeah, we were opening the shower gifts the day, I think it was the day before she had had her baby shower. And yeah, it was a really nice turnout, and friends from work and personal friends and all of that. And so yeah, it was really cool, really nice. And so we went over the following day, this day, to open the gifts with them and see all the different items that they got, and it was really nice. Oh yeah, and then we were on when we were on the way to my son's house, we have a beautiful drive. Now, you can only go 25 miles an hour on this road that lasts for like miles and miles and miles, and it borders the river. But it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous ride. So when when we're driving north, the river's on the right hand side, the east side, and then $1 million homes on the west side, and it's just a beautiful drive. Well, there was an accident somehow and the truck was flipped like on its side, just so bizarre. My only guess, because the speed limit is only 25 miles an hour, my only guess is that somebody was passing somebody else and speeding. Anyway, so it wasn't a nice ride for those people, but there were no injuries that I know of. So okay, then oh yeah, this was so annoying. So the next day, I had an appointment with my PCP. I'd only seen him like 3 times previous, and I was going in actually for a yearly physical, I believe. And I get in there, the doctor that I had seen the 3 previous times was no longer working there, and they came in and they said, "Well, we're going to refill your prescriptions for a 3 month, supply so that you can find a new doctor because we don't accept your insurance anymore." I was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" And then, of course, one of my prescriptions, I went to go pick it up and it was only for 1 month instead of 3 months so that I could find a new doctor. So, it's a mess. It's a mess. Anyway, we went to Publix, which is our local supermarket. This is Sweet Lydia from February and June. These are her monthly prompts. She puts them out at the beginning, like the first week of each month, and you can find them on her Instagram page, which is February and June. So it says, "What are your favorite go-to meals you're making a lot recently?" Well, I'm really the only person at my house that eats. So the one go-to thing that I'd really been enjoying, and it reminds me I need to make some more up, but is marinated tomatoes over cottage cheese. It is so yummy. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So then on here I just put how I do it. I marinate them in what's it called? Oil, obviously, olive oil, but it has like salt and pepper, Mediterranean seasoning, and garlic, and it is so so yummy. Okay, so um oh yes, okay, so our beauty queen texted us to tell us she got a raise at work, so we're so proud of her. Big Handsome had some physical and EKG coming up for his upcoming surgery at this time. And then we went to Publix and then came home, and it was a rainy evening. And at this point in time, we were watching Blue Bloods. Okay. This right here is a post it note I have in my stash, and this right here is a notepad behind here. This right here is a notepad. I use a lot of notepads in my journaling. I just find it makes life easier. Uh, let's see. This one, it says, "Who are you grateful for today?" Again, this is for Tuesday. Just trying to keep you straight here. Um, of Lydia's things. Oh, and the other thing that I was really enjoying doing just a little bit, a little bit, is drawing my own little sketches, right? Here's my cottage cheese and tomatoes, and this is my lettering here. So yeah, it's just a fun little addition. Here it is, bran muffins. Here's my little bran muffin. Yeah, I do on occasion enjoy just sketching certain things out. So I'm most grateful for my big handsome. Whenever I have a hankering for anything, he does whatever he can to make it happen. In this case, I wanted bran muffins. So he made me bran muffins. Yeah. I had a hamburger for dinner. I made 3 videos this day, goodness. And I must have worked in my room. Oh yeah, because I filmed 3 videos. So yes. And I watch Gilmore Girls at this time while I work in my journal. And then I was able to call my pharmacy, my specialty pharmacy, and cancel my cancer meds. So that was a big day for me. So after being on them for over a year and a half, I think. So yeah. And then here's an example right here of a page in my book that was small, right? So I had to figure out how to add stuff onto it to give me the room that I needed to do my journaling and everything, and still make it fun and interesting. And I like tactile things, and I like things to be interactive and all that. So this was the original page. I actually received this in Happy Mail years and years and years ago, and I like the painting in the background, so I just added this like scorecard. This goes for the next day, but added the scorecard. This is a little ticket here that I added to put my prompt on, and I had some high chews this day, so I stuck those on there. I didn't have a whole lot to write about it, so it was gloomy and rainy. Um, oh gosh, I had terrible reflux again. I mean, it was like going crazy. It's just crazy. If you've never had it, you can't even describe it. But, and I'm sorry if you do have it, but since taking the over-counter medication, I do not have a problem anymore, so that's good. On this day, my husband ordered me a stationary bike, so that was nice. And here's the reason why: because uh, I used to walk. I used to try to walk like 2 to 3 miles at least, a day, and I would do it in the early morning before the sun came out. I don't want to be walking in the sun. I don't tend to like putting sunscreen on if I absolutely don't have to. It's super hot here. That's just our climate. So wearing like SPF clothing and SPF shirts and stuff is fine, except when it's 90 degrees out. I don't want to do that either. So I used to get up at 5 in the morning. I'd have a cup of coffee and then I would go on my walk. So before the sun even came up, and then had a bit of a rough year, you know, while I was on my treatment plan and stuff. And so at that point in time, sleep was a lot more important than getting up and walking. So I still needed to do something to exercise and move my body. So that's why my husband decided to get me a stationary bike, and it sits in my garage. So in the mornings now, or I can go any time of the day, which that's makes it nice too. When it's raining, I can still exercise, all that jazz, right? So yeah, I go out in the morning, I open the garage door, we get a little breeze in there at times if I'm lucky, and then I do my writing, right? So works out perfectly. So I was really looking forward to getting that. It um Oh, my husband made me an asparagus omelet for dinner, yummy yummy. And then this says, "Where in your home do you keep your keys?" Well, I keep my keys in my purse, but um I hardly ever use them because I'm hardly ever on my own. I don't drive very much on my own unless it's like absolutely necessary. And so yeah, I'm with my husband all the time. So if I need to, I carry like a little wallet thing, with my ID in it and stuff. And that's pretty much it. My purse stays on a shelf all the time. Like it just stays there. So yeah, I don't have keys, or I don't use keys. And even like to get into our front door, it's electric, you know, and so you don't even need a key to get in. So there you have that. On this day, this is how I extended this page. This was the original page right here. This means that I watered my garden this day. Um, this is, the back of this here. And then I attached my CVS pharmacy bag to it. This is when I went and got my medicine and realized they gave me no refills, So this tells me we went to breakfast in town, and most likely we went with my in-laws. Cloudy but gray out, sadly no rain. Yeah, we went to uh, have breakfast with Mama and Papa, which they are my husband's parents. And let's see, stopped to the Dollar Tree on the way home, and I worked in my room. And yeah, and my cucumbers were looking quite good. Yeah, I am no gardener, but anyway, the story shall unfold as we continue on. And then this here says, "What was something cool you saw on social media today?" And so, okay, I had watched a video of Kathy from Graceco Paper Studio. Now, she has two different channels. She is such a sweet lady, and she lives in Canada, and her husband's a truck driver, and sometimes she goes on the road with him. And then at their house, they had done a gardening video. They have the most beautiful, beautiful garden in their backyard and front yard too. But anyway, she did like a vegetable garden and stuff. She's done some canning on her channels. So, anywho, I will leave those two channels below. But I had found her, I guess, on this day. And so, yeah, I enjoyed, watching her garden video, planting their garden. And this was, I think, back in like May, April or May. Anyway, yeah, I just really enjoy watching how other people do things in other countries. It's very fascinating to me. So there was that. And then this is the day that my bike came and my husband set it up for me. Now, on this page here, this was what I had to work with right here. This little tiny thing right here. And yeah. So what I did to remedy that is I tipped in this part, okay? Because I'm only using one or the other side, per day, right? So this and this is for Friday the 6th. So, oh, and then this down here, I made like a little tuck pocket right here because this is what I figured. I wanted to use this notepad, but then it was too long, for this page to glue it onto. So I just like folded it up and glued it, and then it makes a tiny little pocket there. And in which case, I put my prompt. So this was Friday's prompt. This little sweet stamp I received in Happy Mail. I mean, years ago. Years ago. So, what three colors best represent your mood today? Always these: pink, yellow, and orange, because that is just my favorite color combo. This has to do about my husband. This is an old picture of my husband and I, but this is a meme about my husband, how great he is, beautiful man. Lazy morning, sunny, warm, and humid. So, my husband did laundry while I finished my May journal and watching the rest of the Gilmore Girls. And then I started Downton Abbey. Yeah, I do like to have something on in the background. And it really helps it, honestly, if it's something I've already seen, because then I don't really have to pay attention to it. So, okay. And then my husband had had a skin biopsy done, and it came back fine, which praise the Lord. So, yep. Oh, and he made me a yummy patty melt. Then this day here, we must have gone to Publix because my husband got me my favorite flowers. Here is a picture of my cucumbers growing, and I put a little arrow here saying first cucumber. I was so thrilled and happy. This day here, we see this is all I had for for what was it, Saturday? Yeah, for Saturday, this little pocket right here. So I put, pictures of my garden. This is a house symbolizing like my daughter's house, the gems, because we went over there. And then this here I got offline. It is um a bagel place up by where my daughter lives. And so I printed out the menu. They have such delicious bagels and fresh made, like they make their own cream cheese. My favorite one is I think it's the olive and pimento. Oh my gosh, chef's kiss, so good. Okay, so here's some gems down here. So we went to my daughter's and her boyfriend's house, and okay, I us girls, right? The three of us girls stayed at the house, and well, actually we went and got bagels for everybody first. But then and while we were getting bagels, the boys were the three boys, my husband and my son and daughter's boyfriend. So they went off to daughter's boyfriend's storage unit to collect all the stuff in there and bring it back to the house. So this is when my daughter and her boyfriend finally started actually moving into her house. Now, the month before, they had purchased the house. However, they were like busy cleaning and um painting, a lot of painting. Their house is pretty large, so there was a lot of painting. Yeah, so this is when they were actually moving stuff in. So that's what we did. And then after my husband got back from helping the boys move the furniture, uh he decided he was going to go home, but I just went ahead and stayed there with my daughter and everybody else. I did some laundry while I was there for them, and I was cleaning stuff. And then we all, at the end of the day, we all went back to my house, all five of us, because my husband was already at home. He was preparing dinner for us. And so when the five of us were done, we came back to my house and we all had dinner together. So it was a very nice day. Very nice day indeed. This little thing here, I love these so much. I get them at Dollar Tree and I don't get them often, but every once in a while, I get a hankering for them. And yeah, so that's what this bag is from. Um, this I received in Happy Mail, beautiful ruffle from what appears to be vintage fabric. This is a picture of the crib that we purchased for our granddaughter. And I'm guessing we went over to my son's house um, so that my husband could help him set it up, right? And it kind of matches almost perfectly with their diaper changing dresser that they had got on Marketplace, so it was nice. Um yeah, let's see. Oh, I had bran muffins for dinner. Anyway, okay, and here's my garden. This is what it started out looking like. Everything was growing nicely. Yeah, it seemed to be doing well. I'm kind of like going back and forth on how to water it and all of that. So then we have the ninth. So this right here tells me we went to Walmart and we found some really cute little like shirts and stuff for like $2 for our granddaughter. She wasn't even born yet. Um, but yeah, this 0 to 3 months. So if we during this time, if we found anything anywhere, we were picking it up. So we went to Publix this day. This right here is from Pocket Journal Pam from a long time ago. I think it was from a long time ago. Uh, and let's see. Okay, so this was my first bike ride. I start everything on Monday. Everything on Monday, right? I don't know. It's just how I do it. Anyway, I rode for 40 minutes and I went 10 miles. Um, I had not ridden a bike in like forever. And I hadn't even walked in a very long time. In fact, I hadn't walked since like January, right? So from January until this month, which was June, for 6 months, the first 6 months of the year, I was doing no exercise at all. So this is the first time I did any exercise, whatsoever. for this year. Yeah, so it felt really, really good to finally get my body moving. Um, I went to, what is that? My dog is barking. Okay, we went to Publix and Walmart. I told you we found some clothes and yeah. And then this, I love this. For a better morning, talk to God first. For a better night, talk to God last. For a better life, talk to God all day. Amen. So on this day here, this is a picture of a closet I happen to find in a magazine that I have. And my daughter and her boyfriend, they were working on finishing up their closet, which was a DIY TikTok idea. They went and got these like bookshelves from Target, I think it was, and bolted them together. And they have it's this beautiful, beautiful walk-in closet now. They did a great job on it. I filmed 3 videos. It was raining out. Here's a little drawing that I did. Rode my bike, thunder and a bit of rain in the afternoon, sprinkles in the afternoon. We watched Blue Bloods, chatted with my daughter when she drives home from work. She's got like she has her drive, her commute home is over an hour. So a lot of times she'll call me when she gets into her car to drive home, and then we chat and spill the tea and all that stuff, for an hour at least. And then I started reading a new book, which was actually written by a family member. So it was pretty interesting. Um this we were watching Blue Bloods, so I had this New York wallet subway map in my stash. I got it in Happy Mail again years ago, and we always like whenever we're watching programs and stuff. Which at this case we were watching Blue Bloods, so it's like a cop show set in New York City, and so we're always looking up stuff. It doesn't matter what program we watch. We're either looking up um the actors and their profiles, or we're looking up like where do they film this or whatever. So anyway, we found out where Gracie Mansion was, and yeah, so that was pretty cool. And I just happened to have this in my stats, so it worked out perfectly. There was a strawberry moon, didn't see it, but it was there, I'm sure. I filmed a video, rode my bike. Now I'm up to just a few days later. um I was riding about the same amount, but I'm riding 2 miles more. I was riding 40 minutes at 10 miles, but now I'm down to 39 minutes for 12 miles. So my goal was to reach 20 miles a day. Anyway, so this day here, I don't know when we went to Dollar Tree. It could have been this day. I'm not really sure. But anyway, okay, no, I planted a row of morning glories, but I did get these at the Dollar Tree. And 2 kale, 1 basil, 2 yellow squash, 2 more dills, and about 7 more radishes. My garden this year did not do well. It's the first time I've ever gardened anything. Are in Florida. I live like in central Florida, but I live on the coast, on the East Coast. And our growing season really starts in like September, October, and then we harvest in January and February. So it's super, super hot in the summer, not the best time to plant things. However, in my research and watching YouTube videos and all that, there are plenty of people that plant stuff in the summertime. But it did not work. Everything ended up getting either eaten by bugs or scorched by the sun or whatnot. And we had very little rain, which obviously I used my garden hose. But anyway, it didn't do well. That's the bottom line. This is just a card that I got with Bible verse on it, so I just use this as a little pocket. This back here is a notepad, as is this. Um, okay, this is a menu to a Greek restaurant that is nearby. And I love this right here. I have a lot to be thankful for, but I'm going to give a special shout out to Elastic. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Not fun. Gaining weight just is not fun. I'm blaming it on, first of all, lack of exercise for the first 6 months of, um, this year. And then secondly, probably medication did not help. And thirdly, I really do enjoy my cookies at night. So anyway, I rode my bike, we ran errands, we had to go to the bank and the Dollar Tree, search for toilet paper. Yes. So the prices, we used to be able to get like a pack of one, two, three, four, five, six, maybe 12 rolls or something, I think, um, for like $5 at the Dollar Tree. And then all of a sudden, we went there like another time and they were double that. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, same old, ran errands, home to watch Blue Bloods and chat with my girl. This is a laminated cucumber leaf. I just decided to take one. Oh, you know what happened? I was thinning out my cucumber plants, so I just took one and laminated it. That's what happened. This is a sweet little picture of my daughter and her boyfriend. And today, this is Flag Day. It would have been my mom's 81st birthday. Yeah, I miss her so much. And it my relationship with my daughter reminds me a lot of the relationship with my mom, although I think my daughter and my relationship is a lot closer. But I used to call my mom like once a week, and or not once a week, I'm sorry, just about every single day. I would call her if she wasn't working. We would talk on the phone all the time. So yeah, um filmed a journal with me, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's that. um I think we're gonna stop here. So this was Father's Day, and guess what? Well, this I got from like a mailer that comes in the mail. And so this is my lettering, and um nothing. I have nothing written here at all. Just a few memes. Here's my sweet husband in my daughter's pool. There are all the kids in their pool. There's my sweet dad in heaven. And oh, yeah. And on the way home, after we left my daughter's house, we drove by the preserve, and they have like a group of wild hogs in there. So super cute to see those. And then it says, please do not feed wildlife. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people feed them. Anyway, so Monday the 16th, this is another old picture of my husband and I, but I used it because I just feel blessed. And this is about bragging about my husband. And we watched The Godfather this day, and I had a headache, a slight headache. Um, could be allergies, or it could be reducing the steroids. Who knows? Um, I didn't wake up in time to ride my bike. It was nice to sleep in. Yeah. And then oh yeah, so we met at Marie's. Um Mama and Papa again for breakfast. Um yeah, we often meet them for breakfast. Then we went to the Restore to look for anything that might suit the kids' houses. We're shopping for the kids. Um yeah, I watched the whole of The Godfather for the first time in my life. I'd never seen the whole thing before. Yeah, and then the there's the menu. I like doing that. Okay, so that is about, yep, that's the center of the book. So we're just going to stop here. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, always to feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And yeah, we will get on with part two a little bit later, so stay tuned for that. I will thank you so much for your time and sharing it with me. I know that time is precious. Trust me, I know. So I really, really appreciate from the bottom of my heart that you choose to spend your time with me. And I will wish you a great rest of your day and a wonderful week. And I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye for now.